Oh, Chatterbox, it's you. Do you need this room for something? Should I leave?
Why do you call me Chatterbox? You can stay.
Are you sure? With me here, you won't be able to focus on whatever you're doing.
I'll be fine. Just stay.
Alright, if you're sure. You're a strange one, you know that? When I came in earlier, people couldn't leave fast enough. They ran away like I was a bad smell. I should be used to that sort of thing by now, but... well, it stung a little bit.
Why would they leave?
Are you making fun of me? I'm sure you've heard the rumors just like everyone else. A girl who summons monsters when she sighs. That's not the kind of thing people keep to themselves. Anyway, I prefer solitude. It's easier that way.
Do you prefer it, or have you just been forced into it? Are the rumors true?
You really didn't know? Yeah, the rumors are true as heck. That's why the knight stuck me in Abyss. If anything was going to happen, better down there than up here. That was the idea, anyway.
I see.
Oh, you had that look on your face. The yikes, get this creep away from me look. It's okay, I'll leave. Look how dangerous I am, after all. You wouldn't want to be left alone with someone like me. Who knows? Maybe I'll get exasperated and without thinking I'll start to...
It was just a yawn. That's a relief.
Sorry to scare you, Chatterbox. I don't usually do that. Guess I haven't been getting enough sleep.
Maybe.
Everybody talking about me like I'm some freak. It's been bothering me.
You're worrying me.
It doesn't matter. Gossip is petty and a waste of energy, so there's no need for me to pay it any mind.
Still.
The funny thing is, all this drama has made me more likely to lose my cool. If that happens, you'll help me out, right?
I'll do what I can. When does this take place anyway? Because the fact that Elfric is outside our grave, well, outside our mother's grave, what's going on? Is this even... Did that side story even happen? Ugh. If it did happen, the timeline is so screwed. Oh, man. I'll have to investigate that later. For now, let's laugh at this some more. And hopefully it'll actually be a battle of laughs this time. If I can actually speak.
What's with all the ruckus, I wonder? Wait, isn't that Constance?
This has nothing to do with you, so keep your nose out of it.
Yeah, none of your business. Unless you're his girlfriend, that is.
You ascribe too much to me, sirs. I haven't the qualities that Balthus seeks in a partner.
So prissy. You Balthus's lady or not?
Really?
Softly, please, softly. Such accusations are slander upon his good name. I have no place in the heart of one so freewheeling and glad.
Ouch.
Were there a list of suitable partners? I should deem myself to be at the tail end of it.
If you're not his gal, then step off. We're trying to spread some juicy Balthus gossip over here.
Excuse
You're
me?
nothing to him, so why ruin our fun?
Because what you say is unthinkable. If you attempt to spread lies that strain credulity so, it will be your own reputations that suffer. Your reputations or your bones, should Balthus ever learn of this deception.
I mean, that is fair.
Iron and rake may heal, but the powder he makes of a man's skeleton is another matter. And that's to say nothing of the jelly that will be left of your organs. Are you not concerned?
He'll do what? Oh, guess spreading lies is a bad idea. Good thing I'd never do such a thing.
Right. This is all a big misunderstanding. Thanks for the heads up.
I get the feeling
We're
it.
just gonna back away now. Have a nice day.
Gatekeepers, sort him out.
I've saved lives today. They didn't deserve the fury that he would unleash. But then, few would. Is that not Balthus standing there?
Is it?
Hey, why'd you say all that scary stuff about me? Don't tell people things like that. They're not the ones ruining my reputation. You are.
Oh boy.
How short-sighted of me. I believed myself to be acting in your interest, but I see now that I was mistaken. I shall regret this indiscretion until my dying day.
Stop it!
Clearly, I need to take anything that falls out of your mouth with a grain of salt. Maybe the whole shaker.
Maybe.
Still, you did stop those two from talking about me. Regardless of how you did it, I guess I should be grateful. So, thanks.
This magnanimity is in keeping with the wondrous man I know you to be. So open, so accepting. You are a paragon for others to follow.
I don't like where this is going.
Maybe it's better when she treats me poorly. Being praised like that is downright uncomfortable.
Okay. I'm okay with that one. That was sufficiently amusing. Alrighty then. Fun continues. Can you tell I'm recording this in winter? There goes the heater again. Alrighty, back to it.
Oh, this is pointless. My head's about to split in two.
Wow, Balthus, what's with you, friend? Never seen you so deep in thought. Next thing I know, snow will be dumping out of the sky here in Abyss.
Shut your trap. I'm driving myself crazy over here. Got a lot on my mind, okay?
Lie.
I'm sure.
Ah, fine. You know how I never got any stories out of you the other day?
How could I forget? I won every last round. It was clear that both Lady Luck and the goddess herself had given up on you. Your powers of deliberation weren't any help either.
You caught me off my stride, got it? But it was clear I'd never win a story from you, so I went digging.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
I was especially curious about that crest of yours, so I went rifling around for a lead. I got to thinking.
You must have time on your hands if you're spending it thinking. Well, let's hear it.
There's a story they tell where my mom grew up. Long ago, the village got in a squabble with some folks looking to conquer the place. A village elder gave some holy red stuff to their wounded soldiers. Some kind of liquid, who knows? After she did that, some of them made a
That sounded
complete recovery
re-recorded.
against all odds. The rest of them were changed, but not for the better. They up and vanished before long.
And then?
Crests suddenly manifested for the ones who survived. They weren't inherited or gifted by the goddess. It's a real thinker, yeah? A real thinker.
Wait, is that how Yuri ended up with his crest?
Near death but survived, despite all odds. Wait, the elder whom my mom saved. Could he have used something similar? No, it can't be. Yet, something here is unsettling in its familiarity.
Hit the mark, did I?
Uh-oh.
I don't know whether you hit the mark or missed it entirely, but your story was a cute one, regardless. The truth is, I've been trying to sort out who I am, and, well, I haven't been successful in it. I don't even know whether my mother is truly my birth mother, or why it is I have this crest. At this point, I have nothing but speculations. Maybe I'll sink into my grave without ever knowing the truth.
Lots of things in life don't have an answer. Just pick the story you like best and run with it. That's better than finding out a truth you can't live with. You can really mess your head up like that.
Damn it, you're right. To think that something so trivial could bother someone like me.
I can believe it.
Look who's a quick learner. Thinking too much will sap your energy, pal. I avoid it whenever possible. In fact, it's been ages since I last thought so deeply. My head is really hurting now. But if that old legend is true, what was that holy red stuff? What happened to the vanished soldiers? Once I start thinking about all that, I keep going round and round in my head. And then it's dawn. And then it's nightfall. And then it's dawn again. And...
Hey, Balthus?
Did he just collapse?
Let me at him! Oh. Not a fight then.
Really?
That's what I get for overusing the old noggin.
He fainted?
You damn fool.
What? Excuse me? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? In the slightest. Ah, well.
Let me get this straight. The stars aren't moving, but the ground we stand on is?
Yep, we're on a big round thing that's always spinning. And that's why the stars seem to move through the sky.
How would you know that?
Hard to believe, isn't it? But it's true.
I admit I'm having a difficult time wrapping my head around it. How is it you know these things anyway?
Oh hey, Yuri and I are the same person right now.
If you were a noble, it would make sense that you'd have a formal education on all of this.
In the village where I was born, there were people who studied the stars. They taught me.
A village of stargazing folk, huh? Do tell. I've never heard of such a place.
It's a very well hidden village.
It's not the tale the knights will tell you.
It was a small settlement deep in the forest where no one ever bothered us. I was born there, grew up there, but when I got older, I felt like I needed to see the world. I couldn't live my whole life in one place, you know? So I struck out on my own.
I always knew you were an odd little bird, but your birthplace makes you a rare little bird.
Yeah, well, pretty soon after leaving her nest, this rare little bird was put in a cage. I thought it might be some kind of punishment for leaving the forest.
What the hell? You think that because you wanted to live your life, you'd be punished? That's ridiculous. Look at this objectively. Was it punishment? Or was it just plain bad luck? There's nothing wrong with wanting to see the world and expand your horizons. Take me. Had I never left that gutter I call home, I'd have gone my whole life never learning how to look at the stars.
Yeah. I left my village because I thought I'd find a better life beyond the forest. Now, I'm not so sure.
Regret is pointless. What matters is how we live right here, right now. You know?
Yeah.
Do you ever want to return back home?
Okay, I was about to ask that.
I could say no, but I'd be lying. I've been feeling homesick lately. Nothing happened there, for better or worse. There wasn't much to be scared of. Everyone said the outside world was dangerous, that beyond the forest, all we'd find was an early grave. That wasn't exactly true, but my life was for sure easier when I lived there. I used to spend my days fishing, hunting for pretty flowers, running around for no reason.
A rare occurrence indeed.
What is?
Seeing you smile in that way. You're always so, I don't know, neutral?
That's not true. I smile when there's something to smile about.
So is there nothing ever to smile about?
It's strange though. When I'm talking to you, I can't help but let my guard down. I don't like to discuss where I came from, but with you, I feel like I can open up. You know, I've been thinking a lot about my mom and dad lately. I wonder, are they even alive?
Oh, just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna have to work for the rest of them, aren't I? Well, at least I'm getting there. At this point, though, I just have to make it through part 1, and then I can just spam every last one of them. Then, although, actually, I don't know, when it said the fortune teller shows up at chapter 13, but when I went straight into it from my save back in my first Golden Deer run, it didn't seem like it was really possible to use it. So I don't know if there's a quest that'll eventually allow me to access it or what. Maybe I just need to wait a week? Actually, that might be it, but even then, the only thing I'd be able to do is use what little renown I have, well, whatever renown I have left in that game to unlock everything related to the church. And actually, I might be able to unlock a lot of stuff then. I'll have to think about that. Either way, back to the fray.
Manuela, a moment?
Oh, hello, Sereth. I must apologize, but I'm quite busy. Perhaps we could talk another time?
I have already confirmed that you have no urgent business. I would like to hear your explanation now.
Oh boy.
My explanation? For what?
Allow me to be more specific. Where were you, and what were you doing last night?
Oh, my dear Sereth. You must relax that worried brow. Those forehead creases will ruin your beauty.
Just answer the question, please.
What question is that? The one you already know the answer to? Last night I had a bit of fun and a bit of drink. Less of one and more of the other, sure, but...
How much you drink is not my concern. But you are an adult who is tasked with the supervision of children. You should not be causing trouble for the students. It is unacceptable for you to expose them to your disgraceful behavior. Even more so to impose upon them the labor of cleaning up your mess.
Oh, don't oversell it. All they did was walk with me back to my room.
From what I hear, you had to be carried.
Oh boy.
I'd like to think I'd remember that. If it happened, and it probably didn't, it's not as if I'm heavy. Nobody hurt themselves. Did they?
That's not the point.
Come on, Sedith. Loosen up. If you're so worried about how I'll behave, why don't you join me for a drink sometime? I mean, I only get in trouble when I drink alone.
If it will help to improve your behavior, I would not object to accompanying you from now on.
Well, that sounds just delicious. What are you doing tonight, around...
But first I will lecture you on all of the intricacies of proper behavior in the supervision of children. And until I am done, you will not drink a drop of alcohol. If you agree to those conditions, I will join you. I will even drink with you. Alcohol has little effect on me.
That is just... You know, getting lectured by you is... Well, I think the word is torture. Yes, that's it. Torture. And I won't have it. I'm going to go get a drink and try to forget this ever happened.
How is it that you imagine yourself the tortured one?
I do remember this conversation, but it's still too good. Oh man, I'm looking forward to finishing that chain. Alright, so this round of supports contains stuff related to the church members. Mostly of stuff that I apparently hadn't unlocked or have no memory of. So, let's get into it.
What is on my agenda for this afternoon?
Professor Hanneman, may I have a moment of your time?
Ah, it's you. Very well. I am quite busy, but if you are here to discuss my crest research, I would be happy to oblige.
I'll pass on that offer. I'm just hoping you'll explain something to me.
Oh, I doubt if I have anything of particular interest to share.
Why did you abandon your noble standing in the Empire? And don't say it was for your crest research. There are institutes for that within the Empire. You could easily have remained a noble and still been able to visit Garrick Mach, or request the cooperation of the Church.
Certainly that was an option, but I desired a better research environment. Treasures and holy artifacts reside here that cannot be examined by someone outside the Church. I required access to those things, no matter the cost.
But surely your noble status would have allowed you greater funding and resources. Even secrets of the Kingdom and the Alliance would have been easier to obtain as a noble of the Empire.
What you say is true. I cannot deny that. Both paths have advantages and disadvantages.
I see you're unwilling to be forthcoming on that topic.
I don't know what you mean.
I've heard that you used to enthusiastically research crests for the Empire. You abandoned the Empire, yet retained your focus on crest research. I just wanted to know why.
I feel your suspicions of me are unwarranted. I haven't the time now, but perhaps I will tell you more.
Alright, so very much a setup. Okay. I do vaguely recall that, but I can't remember where it ends up. This one I'm pretty sure I haven't seen.
That song.
Oh, hello, Edelgard.
Professor Manuela, that song you were humming. I feel as though I've heard it before, long ago. And I'm sure it was you singing it back then. At the Opera House in the Imperial Capital, perhaps.
Why, yes. You must have seen me there. I am flattered you would remember it. I performed with the Middle Franc Opera Company in Enbar on numerous occasions.
So it was you. I went to that performance with my uncle.
Was this
I wanted
wait, are we
desperately
talking
to
about
see him.
Arendelle here? Is this
But
before or
that night,
after
he took me to
bad
seek
things
asylum
happened?
in the kingdom. When I returned to the Empire several years later, you had already retired.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
shame. So you only got to hear me sing once?
Wait, several years later? Wait, I thought you were only in the kingdom for a year. Unless... Well, I guess technically you weren't publicly known to be in the Empire still, so I guess that's probably just a cover story.
Sadly, that's correct.
Yet you still remember it, even the melody of the song I sang. I'm honored.
That's how much of an impression your voice left on me. I must ask, why did you retire so soon? You could have continued for another 10 or 20 years.
Indeed, many singers perform for decades. But that wasn't for me. I wanted to go out on top. My voice is a gift from the goddess. However, as all things do, it will decline with age. One day, I will lose that gift. And so I decided I needed to learn to survive without it, long before that day came.
Surprisingly prudent coming from you. Then again, your conversation with Flame shows you can be prudent or at least self-aware, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised by this.
I needed to prove to myself that I can live on, even after my voice returns to the goddess.
So despite your belief in the goddess, you wish to live by your own strength?
It's hard for me to explain. The goddess supports me both spiritually and emotionally. Everything else is up to me.
Actually, I don't think I've ever heard you talk about the goddess. Where's this going? Can I get any more answers from this conversation?
My princess is lovely. My princess is fair. She sings like cicadas in midsummer's air.
Cicadas? Those noisy little bugs that swarm about, endlessly mingling with one another?
I was about to say, of all the things you could go for, cicadas? Really? Ugh. Look, I live in the South. Those things are loud. They're not necessarily obnoxious because you get used to them after a while, but they are loud.
Oh, good point. I will revise. My princess is lovely. My princess is fair. She sings like a swallow in midsummer's air.
That was a quick revision. Not bad, actually.
Never sticking around for long. Always off to find love somewhere else.
Oh, come on! You are
What I meant was,
Oh, Ferdinand, you're just not yourself today. You don't seem focused.
What
Your
is going on
poetry
here?
Lacks poetry. Perhaps a break is in order.
I would not dream of stopping now. This is my golden opportunity.
Pardon me?
We are finally alone. Just the two of us.
What?
Yes, we are, aren't we?
Where are you
You
going
see,
with this?
Marnella,
I don't like it.
I have long admired you.
Is that a fact?
I saw you perform countless times while you were with the opera company.
Oh, I see. So what did you think?
The figure you cut, that heartbreaking voice, I was mesmerized. That is why I am tongue-tied. I am nervous about speaking to you alone, after idolizing you for so long.
There's no need to be nervous, Ferdinand. That songstress you recall is long gone. I get nervous too, you know. But I want you to feel relaxed around me. Understood?
Yes, yes, I promise to try.
You're really full of surprises, you know that? I assumed you'd be more interested in combat than the arts.
He's gonna circle this around to noble
sometime?
duty, isn't he?
I'd love to hear more about how my performances mesmerized you.
Oh, well, we're just gonna end up there. Okay. Fine. Alright, so I am almost certain that I will not be able to get what I need sorted out. Well, I'm pretty sure that I won't be able to get what I need to sort it out for the Blue Lions route if I want to talk about this specific conversation. So what I'm doing is I'm going to look it up. I'm looking up the conversations with the Ashen Wolves between their house's leader. I will do one for Edelgard myself, but for Dimitri and Claude, I'll just be looking them up online so I have a sense for what exactly is going on. Well, actually, for the one with Claude, I can just do a normal run on that one. But so that you get the point, let me go to a lazy display. May as well turn desktop audio back on. Okay, let's do this.
Happy, you must know that it's rather uncomfortable to be the subject of such an unflinching gaze.
You'll have to put up with it for a little while longer. I feel like I can almost remember.
Apologies, but I'm not sure what you're referring to. Care to elaborate?
I have this sense that we met somewhere, before we were students.
Huh?
But you're the Prince of Fargus, so how could I have met you?
I do not recall meeting you previously either. Although, long ago, I sometimes accompanied my father as he traveled the kingdom. Perhaps we crossed paths.
Unlikely. I lived in an isolated village in the forest. We didn't have contact with outsiders. After I ran away, I was kidnapped. And my kidnapper kept me locked up all day and night. I think I'd remember if the royal family had stopped by for a visit.
Kidnapped? What do you mean by that?
A lady found me, a helpless runaway, and offered to take me in. She promised to keep me safe.
And then...
Instead, I became her test subject. She experimented on me with all kinds of spells and rituals. I had a roof over my head and plenty to eat, but otherwise it was a pretty bad experience.
Wait. Who got a hold of you then?
This may be unwelcome from a stranger like myself, but I want you to know that it's perfectly acceptable to be angry about such unfortunate circumstances. I can't fathom why someone would cause you pain like that. I'm sorry you had to endure such a thing. You have every right to feel anything you need to feel toward the person responsible for your suffering.
This seems unprompted.
That's weird. I wonder...
Wait, huh?
What's the matter? Was it something I said?
What is it?
It's just that I've heard those words before.
Huh?
I think it was someone else who said them, but I can't remember who.
Have you met Lambert?
Maybe I'll figure it out someday. In the meantime, see you around.
Yes, of course. If our meeting again can help you in any way, you need only ask, and I'll be there.
Wait, huh? Did you meet Rodrigue at some point?
I did not expect to see you here, Happy. I get the feeling that you didn't come for training.
Listen up, Dee Dee. I remembered something.
Wait, hang on. That's your nickname for him? That's your nickname? Really? 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 The comparison to DDD was already bad enough. You had to make it more direct. What? Excuse me, what? Excuse me?
Remembered? Ah, does this have something to do with why you were staring at me earlier?
Not ringing any bells. I stare at people all the time. Anyway, do you know Anselma?
Anselma? Yes, of course. But how do you know that name? That is what my stepmother was called in the Empire. In the kingdom, she was called Patricia.
Oh, so that's what it was. I see now. What a relief.
Wait, what?
It was really sticking in my craw. Well, now that that's all settled, I'm off to bed.
Wait, what?
Just one moment. You may understand, but I most certainly do not. How did you know my stepmother?
Thanks for asking.
She used to visit all the time. I think she was friends with the lady who kidnapped me.
Friends? Are you sure?
I heard the lady helped bring her to the kingdom, but I don't really know the details.
Oh? Oh, wait, huh? Wait, helped bring her to the... Cornelia.
Anyway, when Anselma saw how I was being treated, she got angry, just like you. You remind me a lot of her, actually.
Are we really that much alike?
I'd say so. Come to think of it, you greet people in the same way, hold a book in the same way, you even get angry in the same way. It's uncanny.
I share no blood with my stepmother, but to hear you say that, it pleases me greatly. She was the one who raised me. I suppose it makes sense that we would share certain mannerisms. To think that the person you mentioned was my stepmother is baffling, to say the least.
What do you mean?
For all intents and purposes, my stepmother was completely cut off from the outside world. Suffice it to say, few knew that my father had taken a second wife.
Sounds complicated. I can keep my mouth shut if you like.
I would very much appreciate your silence on the matter. But thank you, truly, for all that you said. Truth be told, the union between my father and stepmother has given rise to much speculation. But for now, what's truly baffling me is the identity of that lady you mentioned. She welcomed my stepmother into the kingdom after she fled home due to political strife. No, I must stop this. It's time to put an end to this discussion. Baseless speculation will get me nowhere.
No, keep going!
Come on. I finally felt like I understood, and then you go and say something cryptic like that.
I'm with Happy on this. Please explain.
If I can't sleep tonight, I'm blaming you.
Thank you.
Well, if that happens, come back here and I'll keep you company. I'll be training a while yet. I wonder, could Happy's captor truly be her?
Wait till part 2, eh?
Happy, I must speak with you. I've realized the woman who held you captive was Cornelia herself.
Oh, yeah. Good on you for figuring it out. You're a little late, though, considering she's dead. How are you feeling about what she said, by the way? You seemed pretty upset at the time.
This must be
Wouldn't have been
following
easy to hear all
Ferdiad.
that stuff about your stepmother and the tragedy of Dusker.
Whether Cornelia's words prove true or false, any lead is worth following.
This might not be related, but I remembered something else about your stepmother. She had a daughter. Her daughter was staying in the kingdom at one point, but Anselma couldn't see her.
Her daughter. Neither my father nor I knew that the Imperial Princess was in Ferdiad at the time.
Oh, that's not what I heard. I heard the king wanted to keep the child away from Anselma,
Wait, so what? Did Lambert know?
so he hid the fact that their daughter was nearby.
She believed that father hid it from her? What could he have gained from such a thing?
No clue. Sorry, but I'm the wrong person to ask.
As she was seeking asylum from the Empire in the kingdom, Lord Arundel was obligated to hide the Imperial Princess's whereabouts. If her location had gone public, the Empire would have demanded her return. She would undoubtedly have become a political pawn in the kingdom as well. The decision to hide her was not my father's. I did not realize until much later that the girl I'd met under such strange circumstances was my stepsister.
So then, why did Anselma think it was all your father's doing?
I can only speculate, but it seems there was a misunderstanding between her and my father. Although she was the queen consort, in truth, my father and stepmother were not even allowed the dignity of being alone together.
Huh?
And the one who persistently inserted herself between them was their intermediary. Your captor. It was Cornelia herself.
So how involved was Anselma with those who slither in the dark? Was she just a helpless pawn like Edelgard, or... Huh.
She hid it from Anselma.
I believe so. Meanwhile, she may have hidden my stepmother's presence from Lord Arundel as well.
But wait, why would... Huh? Why would Cornelia hide Edelgard's presence, though? Unless the idea was to isolate her until Arundel could be swapped out with Talus, but... Actually, that could be it, actually.
If Cornelia caused my stepmother to miss out on seeing them, exhorted her, used her, and then also caused the tragedy...
I'm surprised she pulled one over on both of them. She was pretty reckless. But in a way, it makes sense. She loved causing pain. That's why she used me and discarded me without a second thought.
I fully agree. countless people have been subjected to undue suffering as a result of her behavior. That is why I would like your help with something, if that's agreeable to you. You are my only hope.
If you put it like that, I can't exactly say no, can I?
Ouch.
I wish to learn all that you know about Cornelia. If I follow the traces she left behind, perhaps I can finally learn the truth of the tragedy. And perhaps I'll also be able to find a way to lift the curse she placed upon you.
Oh, that would be nice.
Wait, you think Cornelia caused that curse? Wait, if she came from a remote village, wait, does that mean that... Wait. Does Dmitri... Actually, that's the real question. Was Happy born with the crest she bears, or had it implanted by those who slither in the dark? Hard to say, actually.
The people from the church couldn't figure out a solution, so I won't get my hopes up.
That is perhaps for the best. That said, I am a stubborn man who is not often inclined to give up. I will not allow history to repeat itself, neither the tragedy, nor your own personal torments.
If you're going to be so intense about this, I can't help but get my hopes up. But it's not always easy having me by your side. You always need to be on guard.
You have my word. Should 1,000 beasts raise their claws at me, I will happily send them running.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, Dee Dee. Though it might be kind of fun watching you tear those monsters to shreds.
Oh boy. Ooh, you have this as well? Nice. Oh man, just reading that out in my head. Oh boy. Oh man. How did you put up with them? But there it is. Apparently, Happy was the one to chase after those who slither in the dark. Interesting that they don't receive the capitalization on the name, but still, there it is. So no matter how it turns out, those who slither in the dark will answer for what happens. And actually, come to think of it, given what they've described here, it isn't necessarily... Well, there isn't necessarily a... Actually, this could happen alongside pretty much any other ending, couldn't it? They don't describe anything... They don't describe this being romantic at all, so it's possible, maybe. Could have easily led separate lives, continuing on as they were, but I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't know, this is curious. This is very curious. Neat. So, hopefully, yeah, that's really cool. I'm gonna have to finish what I'm doing in the game so I can do a managing run then. Sweet. Now what might this be?
Professor Hanneman, how unexpected.
Hello, Miss Dorothea. There is something I would like to ask you, should you have a moment.
And whatever would that be, Professor?
It's just some rumor I heard about your prejudice against the nobility. You remember when you came to me before, and we talked about how I used to be noble? I was just wondering what your aim was.
To clarify, I only hate nobles who are obsessed with their status. You're not that kind of man, Professor. I mean that, really. And it sounds like you never were.
I see. But hating nobles obsessed with their status, you must have had some terrible experience in the past. My apologies. That was rather presumptuous.
No, it's fine. As I'm sure you know, I was a highly praised songstress for a time. Before I was a singer, though, I was an orphan. And before that, I was the daughter of a noble's maid.
My goodness! From an orphan to a renowned songstress. That is quite a life you have led, Miss Dorothea.
Well, I don't remember much of my early years. My father was never there, and my mother was driven out of the noble house where she worked. Before long, she fell ill. I was always alone, and I lived in the alleys of the imperial capital, just trying to survive from one day to the next.
I see.
Eventually, after I became a singer, I met the nobleman that I think is my father.
Oh.
Wait, what?
He'd had a child with a maid, but the child didn't have a crest.
Oh, shit.
So he threw them both away. Those were his very words. I can't prove that he really was my father, but I suppose it doesn't matter.
Holy crap, the voice acting too. Holy crap! That small hiccup before she said, I suppose it doesn't matter. Oh, I need to hear that again.
So he threw them both away. Those were his very words. I can't prove that he really was my father, but I suppose it doesn't matter.
Jeez! I thought, is this some kind of twisted joke was good, but man, that is a... wow. Why didn't you get an award?
He didn't know who I was. And when he flirted with me, my feelings were something beyond fury. I was dumbfounded. In truth, I felt that way about all of the nobles who flocked around me, yet would just as easily have tossed me away should it better suit them.
You have my most heartfelt of apologies, Dorothea. I am afraid my curiosity has opened old wounds. Sadly, it is undeniable that the nobility is full of such terrible people. Perhaps even myself.
Professor?
Wait, huh?
Oh, it is nothing. Just lost in a memory of my own. Just know that I will do my part to ensure that you always know kindness in this world.
Why did you hesitate like that? Why did you hesitate? You can't tell with the text. Hang on, I need to listen to that back.
Oh, it is nothing. Just lost in a memory of my own.
What the hell is... what is your past?
Thank you.
Huh? Okay. This just opened up a bloody rabbit hole. Oh yeah, Violet's sad. What else is new? Okay, chiming back in real quick. No. There is absolutely no goddamn way. There's no way. There's no way that Hanneman was one of those nobles that Dorothea interacted with. There's no way. There is no way in hell that that's the case. There's no way. Is it? Alright, let's go through the ones I haven't seen. Well, I've already seen first.
Come.
I believe I've seen this one already, or at least looked this one up, but let's just make sure.
What is it, Hubert?
Nothing in particular. I was just recalling your impressive skill with the bow. I'm willing to bet you could put an arrow through the neck of an enemy general from quite a distance. In fact, to any leader's bodyguard, I would go so far as to say you pose the most dangerous kind of threat.
Don't worry your fragile little self. Your lady princess is safe. I wouldn't shoot my employer.
I would certainly hope not. But there are some mercenaries to whom a contract means little. And you would do well to remember that Lady Edelgard is no mere princess. You should take care to learn the proper form of address for your employer.
I said lady.
Heh.
I already told you. I'm not going to break the princess's contract.
What did I just say?
Ooh, I like seeing
Proper
Hubert
address.
pissed off.
Right. Next time.
My patience has limits, you know.
I like this side of Shamir just not caring what the hell Hubert thinks. Oh, I want to see more of this.
For the moment, you may stand in Lady Edelgard's good graces. But if you become a problem, I will not hesitate to eliminate you.
You're unstable, Hubert. Be careful who you threaten.
Ooh.
I don't take kindly to those who get in the way of my contracts.
Is that a threat?
Just some advice.
Ooh. I want more of this. I want them to keep sniping at each other. This is too good. Ooh.
Hello, Constance.
Greetings, Ferdinand. My condolences on your misfortune that our paths have crossed again.
Ah, this again.
Dear, I am not used to hearing you deprecate yourself like that. Never mind. Just listen.
If it is an audience you require, I will endeavor to meet that need.
When we last spoke, I was attempting to connect with you, to listen and show you some empathy.
And then you stayed away for months.
And I was so clumsy with my words that I came across as callous and conceited. I hurt you. I know.
The notion that a noble of House Ire could display arrogance is difficult to credit. That you even deign to speak to me is a testament to your humility. As grateful as I am for the honor, it would be best for us both if I take my leave.
No, please, hear me out. Though your words chafed, I see now that they were perceptive. I was being arrogant. I tend to overcompensate. Perhaps I make a fool of myself, bragging about my superiority to Edelgard.
You do yourself a disservice. If you are a fool, then I am folly herself. But you must know that it is no reflection on your sterling quality, Ferdinand. Even in the face of such adversity, you never strayed from the correct path.
If this was the right path, the wrong path hardly bears thinking about. Still, your kindness has eased my worries a bit.
A wise noble once said that life is a series of peaks and valleys, but I have struggled to find the peaks. I was once pushed to the nadir of a valley, and have spent my days confined there ever since. There is little chance that I will ever return to the heights I once knew, but it will not be for lack of trying.
Your persistence is admirable.
Huh, so she's still trying to make the attempt even if she's dour all the time. Well, progress, I guess.
You are too gracious. I see the highest of peaks on your own road. The way is steep, but not long. You will reach it yet. And if my words might reach the ears of a man who has attained such heights, perhaps one who has reached his summit might pull a climber up behind him? Such is my heart's desire, unspeakable though it may be.
How is Ferdy gonna react to this? Oh, come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Game, why are you like this? Does this change at all?
Hello, Byrne. Oh no, what did I do this time? Did I offend you? Is this your revenge? No, not at all. I just want to talk. If you promise not to resort to violence, I'll do whatever you want.
Byrne, I've just been worried about you, that's all. When I said I was your friend, you ran away, saying something about your father. Remember?
Vaguely?
I know you've lived through some bad times. If you could tell me about it, maybe I could help?
Oh, I don't know.
Please. Your father's not here now. Whatever it is, you're safe to tell me.
All right. My parents told me never to befriend a commoner. They said commoners are scum, and that they'd crush any that tried to come near me.
Hang on, scum? They called me... commoners. They called us scum?
Yeah, but once, a long time ago, I did secretly make friends with one. A boy. When my father found out about him, he disappeared the very next day. I heard he was found beaten half to death. I never saw him again.
Oh, no change then.
Since then, I've been terrified of making friends with anyone. Commoners especially.
I never knew that kind of thing really happened. You hear stories, sure, but... Oh, Byrne, I'm so sorry. I'm proud to be your commoner friend. relax. There's nothing to bawl about. If your dad tried to beat me up, I'd return the favor and then some. Return the favor? When I was in the opera, you better believe I had run-ins with the most wicked, terrible men. I survived kidnappings, attempted murders, all kinds of stuff. But you know what? I broke those guys' arms. Snap! It was a thank you for all the trouble they went through trying to hurt me. You're incredible, Dorothea. So, now that you know I can defend myself, can we be friends, Byrne? All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't these two have an A support?
Dorothea.
Alright, that appears to be all of them. I'll have to wait until part 2 to get the next. Alrighty then, on with the show.